All right, welcome. It is February 5th. This is episode 36 of Three Things with Ian. This whole episode, all three things, is going to be a huge introduction to what I talked about yesterday in terms of I'm going to give you three crazy business pitches. Okay? Think of this as Shark Tank without the personalities, the money, or the ideas. Okay, so remember, just pause for a second. No business idea is zany enough that it could not possibly work. Look around you. We live in a world with things that defy logic. People spent millions buying pet rocks. Chia pets were a thing. There was a Furby. There's weird products everywhere, right? This world is full of dreamers. I'm going to give you three dreams, okay? These will probably never take off. But here's three business ideas to start this conversation, right? We're gonna germinate the business fungi, the spores of our brains. My first idea. This is one that I've just been mulling over for a few weeks now. We have a business model that's solid where you go to a restaurant. It is a themed food, mostly Mexican. Loosely Mexican, where you Chipotle, Qdoba. Wow, I can't speak there. And essentially, it's a buffet line where you add different ingredients, right? You have your rice base, and then you have your beans, and you have your proteins, and you have your vegetables, right? You're building a bowl. You're building a dish. There really isn't one for Italian food. There isn't really a place where you can do a ziti or a spaghetti. You get a pasta base. And then you have different sauces, maybe a spicy red, a classic margarita, maybe a Alfredo, maybe a pesto, right? Very colorful here. And then you can add your protein, your sausage, your meatball. And then you can add your cheese, right? Because you have your mozzarella. Well, essentially mozzarella, but you could do a Parmesan, you could do a sprinkle, all kinds of things. And so you're building a very loosely Italian-themed bowl of food, right? People love pasta. It's cheap. Right? Margins are really high on pasta. Okay, you just got to boil it. You don't have, like Chipotle's doing chorizo and they're doing, barbacoa and they're doing all these really high-end proteins. Not to mention guacamole is always an add-on. But this is basically you pick a pasta, you pick a sauce, and you pick a protein. And breadsticks. Boom. Okay? I have no name for this. I don't think it exists. I kind of thought for a minute before I started this, does this actually exist? I don't think it does. I think there's like Fazoli's and a couple other ones that have kind of messed around with this, but essentially this is like the Italian version of Chipotle. That's my number one idea. My number two idea. This is one that I cannot take 100% credit for. And let's pause here for a moment. This is a family-oriented podcast. So the name is not safe for work adjacent, but there is no sexual innuendo applied. It's called Shaft Wrap. Golfing. Huge business, right? You have ways to customize everything under the sun for the golfers out there. This is a way to wrap the golf shaft with a logo, a sports team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, you have the colors and you have as much as you can get of that elephant, right, on the actual golf club itself. You can customize it to do smiley faces. You can do, obviously the idea would be to get those sports franchises to get the licensing, right? This is a licensing deal. This is Damon on Shark Tank, right? This is licensing. So Shaft Wrap, another way to customize and just get into the burgeoning field of golf. Golf is just everywhere. I did a quick Google search. You can customize the head. I don't know golf very well, so you can customize the head and you can customize all these parts and the handle and stuff like that. But it's not really licensing. It doesn't have that pop. It doesn't have that you got a Dallas Mavericks thing. You got this and that. So my number two idea, Shaft Wrap. Let's get on the golfing thing. Okay, so those are two solid ideas. My third one is just kind of less of a business, but you could make it an empire. But it's kind of more of a hustle. So, where I'm from, we get 10 cents for a redeemable can or bottle. I have seen people, and I have mulled this over myself. They will go to your place of residence, right? So conveniency is key here. They're going to you. they are going to pay you 4 cents for every returnable bottle and can that they have. So preferably you would like to get multiple big trash bags worth of this stuff, put it in a truck or van, cart it off. And then you essentially will profit 6 cents, right? You're paying 4 cents up front and you're knowing that you're going to get that 10 cents. And so you have that 6 cents buffer, right? So you're just breaking over that 50-50 mark. In terms of gas and the fact that the machines are crappy and stinky and break down and sticky, this is not really a phenomenal plan, but it is a foolproof way of essentially making some revenue. It's a lot of sweat equity in this one. This is a lot of work. And then there's always those things on machines saying $20 maximum per person. So this one is kind of a raw idea. This is kind of a raw business idea. So those are just 3 really quick ideas that I had. This is going to be episode 1 within the 3 Things with Ian series. I don't have a great name for it. I'm going to maybe try to play on the word pitches. There is a podcast out there, actually, if you're really into this world of business ideas, elevator pitches, of angel investing, all that stuff. There is a podcast that does, the people come into the studio and they deliver audio pitches to a panel of investors. Doesn't have that glam and glitz of Shark Tank, but it's a cool one. I will link it in the show notes. I just think they wrapped their newest season. It's pretty fun ride. Anyway, we're going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep thinking. You're going to keep thinking. We're all going to be thinking. We're just going to germinate, and we're just going to stew, and we're just going to have this business soup, if you will. Share some ideas. I'll share some more ideas. Those are my first 3. Don't copy and don't steal them. And if you do, just say where you got it from. 3 Things with Ian, February 5th. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.